Wow, what an exciting morning. One technical difficulty after the next. I don't think I'll ever get over the onslaught of it, the occasional technological anomaly, and I don't think any of us will. It does happen, doesn't it? But we make the best of it. One of my favorite prayers is great good comes from this. It was one of the most challenging prayers to train myself, but when things go haywire, I try to make it that the first thought in my head is great good comes from this and really mean it. There's this internal shift that says this is an opportunity to turn what appears to be chaos into harmony. Anyway, this whole week we have a fascinating, unusual topic, and the topic is prana. Prana is the energy force that is powering the whole universe. Now, science, of course, would laugh at this, but humans have been discovering greater and greater sources of power since the beginning. And to think that humans have discovered the greatest source of power that there is, to me, is equally amusing and somewhat laughable. As I talked yesterday, electricity could have been used by the Romans or the Greeks or any culture, but it was there in potential, but it hadn't been discovered or utilized yet. Same with nuclear energy. The thought that in a gram of material, you could have enough energy to light a city or destroy a city was science fiction. Now it's obvious science fact. Have we discovered the most powerful form of energy that runs everything? Of course not. We probably think that we're not the only civilization in the universe, and other civilizations have discovered the deeper forms of energy that allow, well, things beyond our wildest imaginings. This is true collectively, but it's also true individually. We all have access to prana, and as described yesterday, prana in Sanskrit means always moving. It's the energy that drives life itself. It never runs out and it never depletes. Now imagine the advantages individually if you could tap into this prana, and yogis have been tapping into it for thousands of years through their science called pranayama. You might have heard the word. It might be displayed on the outside of the local yoga studio. Hey, come on in and do some pranayama, because then you'll have access to the power. Now, as humans, we've found all the offshoots of pranayama. Let's discuss some of them. What do you run on in life, especially when you're younger? Hormones, sugar, caffeine, alcohol, passion. We could increase the list considerably, couldn't we? There are all these offshoots of prana that we learn to run on, but all of them, because they're not the source, they're actually extensions of the source. They all run out, they all deplete. And we know, yesterday we discussed, how do you know when you're living on an offshoot rather than prana itself? You feel wiped out, you feel depleted, you run out of energy, you suffer from the depletion. Now, as we learn to operate on prana, we find a source of energy that's always moving. It never runs out. Now, some people naturally can tap into this. Some people cannot. But irrespective of your age or your chronology or whatever you've been through in your life, you can see people that have tapped into prana, not necessarily in their cosmetic looks, because a lot of that is genetic. And as we know, that's irrelevant. But you can see it in the sparkle in their eye. You can see it in their charisma. You can see it in their energetic countenance. These are people who've tapped into prana. Now, the great yogis say that prana is available to all of us, but it's extremely subtle. And today I'm going to give you a principle that I think I might have discovered. I'm sure others have, but I'm not sure it's ever been said this way. When we stop moving, when we get still, we can feel the thing that is always moving. Now, an analogy for this would be paddling downstream as fast as you can in a fast moving river, you would be using your energy. You would feel the expulsion and the expression and the um, extension of your own energy. If you were to hold still, you would feel the river moving underneath you, a very powerful source of energy that had been there the whole time, but only as a result of getting still. So the great yogis learned this a very long time ago, that when we get still, we can feel the thing that is always moving. And I want to implant this as a seed inside of your head that I hope is the most valuable thing that you will ever hear. And that is, when you get still, you can feel the power that is always moving. And then you don't have to run on hormones or food or money or power or prestige or reputation or any of that. You can run on the thing that's always moving. As you tap into prana, what you'll find is, here are the effects. You will be able to solve problems more quickly. You'll have more energy. You'll need less sleep. You don't need to eat as much. You'll be happier more of the time. You'll be energetic and enthusiastic. Ideas, creative ideas will pop up out of the blue. You'll be eager to wake up and engage your day because now you're living on prana rather than on one of its offshoots. How's the value of that? Or as I like to say, how do you like those apples? When you get still frequently during the day and become quiet, you can feel the energy that's always moving inside of you. Try it now. Close your eyes, be still, and feel the animating life force buzzing inside of you. And there it is. And there you have it. We'll continue on the topic. Thank you for being good students and putting up with a crazy morning. I found it to be provocative and energizing. And as I like to say, great good comes from this. Enjoy your prana. I'll see you tomorrow.